So this year we have the honor of having Nikki and Rachel joined us here in Greece. So Rachel is like the co-founder and the CEO of Leaning.org and also Option B. We're going to hear from her later. And now we're going to hear from Nikki Pawsey, who is the Global Leaning Networks Coordinator. Nikki has been, has been accredited as the heart and soul of Leaning Networks by all of us, like following her work and being in touch with her every single week. And now you will understand why. Thank you for being with us, Nikki.
Oh, Nikki, thank you so much. Do I have the... No, I'm good here. I just need a clicker for the slides. Oh, thank you. There we go.
Before she starts, it's your birthday next week, so
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next year's the big one. That's 50. So this one is right. Yassou! That is about all I know in Greek. So thank you for your grace in allowing me to present in English. It is so good to be here. I feel like I have come home as I was welcomed last year to this annual meetup, and it's so nice to see so many familiar faces, and I'm excited to meet so many new people here today. You are in for such a treat to meet this special community. So my name is Nikki Pawsey, and I have quite a few passions in life, and I am so touched by the stories that I have heard here today, because it is that power of community, but it's the power of women coming together that I particularly love. And when I get to mix my personal passion with my job, I feel like I have really made it. So I'm the director of the Network Leaders program here with Lean In. I've been here for a couple of years, but I have always had a strong network of women behind me, cheering me on and pushing. And I hear so many of the things that you have been through is exactly where I have walked too. This is Skipper, my Cocker Spaniel, who is also very passionate to live life and have it his own way, and I can talk endlessly and show you pictures of him. I'm easily distracted with wine as well, so if you want to network later, it would be great to know you. But what I wanted to talk to you today was some highlights really about this network and about our Women in the Workplace report. So, the Global Network Leaders Community. You can absolutely read Cheryl's book and start your circle and have all of the experiences that you have had, and that is the bulk of our business. You can be in a company and you can create circles in your company and feel supported and have that permission to get together and have that safe space. Of course you can, which is another part of our business. And then you can come together in a community and you can have circles, getting that sense of belonging from a network. And that's what you have here in Athens, in Greece, where you have a network that brings together over 134 circles, over 2,500 women, and you are part of a major global movement. I get the honor to serve these networks, to support our leaders. There are 91 other networks other than you around the country, around the world, 41 countries, in fact. And those leaders, over 350 leaders, are creating safe spaces to come together like today, to talk about the challenges that we're facing at the workplace, to talk to companies about creating the right environments for women to thrive, and also just supporting each other and pushing each other forward. Now, we care about leaders in Lean In. We care about them a lot. We have materials to support us on our journey to be the best leaders and the best versions of ourselves. But we also have leaders within our organization, and these are the leaders that lead the communities. And they're doing it on top of caring responsibilities, on top of full-time jobs. And you honestly have some of the best leaders in the world supporting Lean In Athens, Greece. And I just want to take a moment to call up Areti, to call up Vivian, to call up Nikki, to call up Antigone. Where are you, Antigone? Up, up, up. This is the heart of your community, and I could not be more proud of the work that you are all doing, the difference you are all making. And we have just a little token to show our appreciation. Let's celebrate what you are all doing. More kisses, kisses twice, like not just once. You are all bringing Lean into life for us in Athens. Areti, don't cry. You can cry, it's a safe space. One more cheers, thank you so much, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Wow. As I was saying, you are bringing Lean into life for us, which is, and Rachel spoke about this yesterday, we have the spark, and you have created this incredible fire and fever and movement, and we are so proud and humbled to be part of it. It's so important for us in the organisation to hear what's happening on the ground, and this is why we do an annual survey every year and create a report called Women in the Workplace. This is our 10th anniversary, so it affords us a chance to look back, as well as look in what are the spots trends over the past 12 months. So in 10 years, we've heard from nearly 500,000 women's voices across America and Canada, which is an incredible way to really have our finger on the pulse of what has been happening. So, oh, my clicker's not going backwards. There we go. So I first of all make sure that you have read the report, download the report, take the report to your communities and your companies. It's really important. And whilst, yes, the data is based from corporate America, we know that the trends track globally. We also know that America can be slightly ahead in some of these changes. So we are actually further behind, especially in Europe. What does the headlines tell us this year? Wow, there is some progress, actually, since the last 10 years, but it is very fragile. And so the story is really to keep going. We need all of you to keep going and to challenge that status quo. We feel that actually the future is unstable. And if we kept going at the rate we did, like parity for men, you're looking at like 22 years, our data is showing, for white women, nearly 48 years for women of color or underrepresented groups. That is just not good enough. We need to do so much more. At Lean In, we talk about the broken rung, and that is the first step up into management, and that there are not enough women taking that step. And we've looked deeply into the data to know why. This quote really sums it up for me. At my previous job, I had all the credentials. I had been at the company for years. I applied to become a manager, and I got passed over. The guy who got the job didn't have the credentials, he didn't have the experience, and he had never been a manager before. Sadly, this is a very common story, and we believe that bias is a major driving factor in this. And it's still broken 10 years on. Something we're worried about is that commitment to diversity seems to be waning in companies. And by this, we talk about opportunities of sponsors. We talk about mentorship programs. We talk about dedicated leadership development for women. We're not seeing that continue, and that worries us. Work is hard. It's hard for women as well. And we call microaggressions as another barrier that is preventing women from succeeding. I wanted to ask you to raise your hand. Have you ever had your judgment questioned at work? Nearly every hand has gone up. 2 hands, 2 hands. Have you ever been mistaken for someone more junior in the room? Half the room's hands have just gone up. Have you ever been interrupted or spoken over? Oh my God, like so many hands have gone up. Yeah. Are we all juggling home and work pressures? Are we feeling burnt out? Are we judged sometimes about what we look like and how we work? This is what we mean when we say life can be hard at work, and we feel that impact really deeply. So if it's already hard, then why do we want to stand up? Why do we want to put our head above the parapet, as I would say, and move forward? These microaggressions are stopping us from moving forward. Sadly, we also see, despite the Me Too movement, that sexual harassment is happening more for women than men. That's not okay. And this is one that surprised me this year, actually. As someone on the more mature end of the workplace agenda, I feel ageism, actually. But it's actually our younger women who are not being taken seriously, who are being asked more than maybe their male colleagues about an inappropriate comment of age. It feels like we are never the right age for whatever we want to be doing. But hey, Lean In is hopeful. I am an optimist. There are ways that we can solve this together. The first one, actually, before we get to those, is here. Coming together, having a safe space, sharing challenges, not being the only one, encouraging each other to move companies, move jobs, move countries, coming together to say we can do this. That is part of the solution. We do think that if we tackle the bias into hiring and into performance reviews, we can fix that broken rung. We do think that providing training and providing opportunities for mentors in companies can also unlock that opportunity. And of course, Lean In provides very deeply well thought out, intentional materials. We have a program called 50 Ways to Fight Bias, and I urge everyone to take that into their organization. And I urge everyone to think about how we carry our bias and how we can show up as allies for others. We have a leadership development program, Women at Work Collection. It was wonderful to hear so many of you have actually gone through those materials already in this network. You've got to win hearts and minds, though. It's not just something as a tick box. It's not something one and done. This is a constant conversation. We want to improve the lives for future generations. And we've got to tell it what's in it for them. Like, we all know it has to be a win-win. It has to be a win-win for you in a circle, a win-win for you today. You're giving up your Sunday afternoon to be with us. What's in it for you? It's the same in business. What's in it for your leaders? And when you change the diversity at the top and women can see other women like them at the top, there is a greater chance that we will change that pipeline for good. There's a really lovely phrase that Christy has said here. If we raise the water level, if we put more women in that pond, all boats rise, and it's good for everyone. I honestly believe that we are better together. Read the report, share the report, take the report to every corner of your networks. Thank you very much. Efaisto.